How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video here on the channel. And today I am joined by Amans the Nubnificence. How's it going, bro?
It's me here via the power of Armand CGI. Can you believe it?
Please, he's gonna wait. Do a polymorph on me. Just throw out a spell or something. Oh.
There we go. Oh, holy shit! Holy shit!
I have got the worst jokes on planet Earth, man. Sorry, guys, for the cringe, man.
Yeah, the CGI budget was redirected to dad joke budget, unfortunately.
Well, today, today I basically on video number 4 for recording, which is very fun. But we're going to be doing part 2 to what we did over on Nub's channel, which is some of the best champion in terms of legendary or mythic from all of the factions and also the worst. So it could get a little bit spicy. So if you do want to head over to Nub's channel, we did from Bannerlords all the way down to the Orcs. And then today we're doing the final 7 down to the Sylvan Watchers and maybe the Hidden faction because I've got access to all of them.
Ooh.
Wink, wink.
Oh, behind the scene. What? Crazy.
I'm sorry, guys. Wait, if someone's going to get to the end of the video and be like, why, see, you're an idiot. All right.
What was it they had in the Raid Community Awards? It was like goblin robots or something. And I saw a bunch of people being like, that would actually be really cool. That would be great.
Well, goblin robots?
I think so. Yeah, it's something like that. People were like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like, you know what? Goblin robots.
Maybe like a cyborg faction might make sense.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, Mr. Nubby, do you want to give us the honor of choosing who do you think is the best champion from the Demon Spawn?
Oh, okay. This is actually tricky, eh? All right. Oh, okay. I'm curious what you think about him.
Okay.
Let me go for maybe the unexpected, and I'll say Carnage. Maybe.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of crazy. He's the mythical. There's not been too much playtesting. I did a playtest of him. I was very impressed with Form 1. I thought Form 1 was just like, whatever, single target meh. It actually is crazy good because you just start spreading block passive skills and block active skills around everybody. It's kind of nuts. And these massive damage. I've also seen some stuff with him in Hydra actually starting to do pretty well as people get like some souls for him and stuff like that. So I think he's got some good potential there. I think he's actually pretty cool. So
I forgot what the placing the seal does. Can you recall that? I was just trying to have a quick look.
Seal, I believe there's seal and master seal, which I don't think exists yet in the game. Yeah. I think seal, it is at the bottom of the page there. And
is it there? I was trying to look. I was like, where is the seal?
Yeah, so it turns off, I think, gear set effects and maybe masteries. There it is. Go back up. Maybe masteries and then master seal that go down. Ooh. It's below enfeeble on the right hand side. Yeah, master seal.
Oh, on the right. Oh, I'm looking at buffs the whole time. Forgive me, guys.
Master seal turns off blessings, which is pretty hype, but it's not in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, seal's not that amazing. But look, you turn off their gear sets, you turn off their masteries. It's pretty darn niche, but it's kind of okay. Yeah. Master seal is gonna be pretty hype though. Like turn off polymorph, that's nuts, right? That's gonna change the game. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Have you seen any playtests of Carnage?
I've personally not seen it. I know that. Have you posted one?
I think I did.
Yeah, I think you posted one, maybe Scratch, and maybe I think Saf did one as well.
Like, does anything compete? Like, I think Duchess would be the other.
Duchess would compete, obvious, maybe. Right? Yeah.
Or Kymar, maybe. But I think there's the thing about them is they are getting somewhat power crept in the sense there's more options, right? Like for Duchess, now we did a video on it. You've got the Sylvan dude. You've got Feral, right? You've got
Feral the Barkhorn. There is other options to fulfill the role. She was one of a kind for so long, right? In terms of what she brings to the table, but they're slowly...
She's still good. Yeah. Really good. But is she super strong? Like she's falling out of arena defenses in favor of mythicals more and more. Kymar's still great, but of course now there's Yumiko and now there's Crixia. Like there are more options. I don't know.
I would say...
I'm going to vote Carnage, but...
Yeah, I think we'll go Carnage and Duchess, I think, as the number 1 and 2 for sure. But this is the spicy bit. Who is the worst champion from Demon Spawn?
Ooh, oh yeah, okay, that's tricky. That's tricky. Who's behind you? Mortu
McCrap. I'm joking. I like Mortu.
Wow, the shade. Honestly, Mortu's pretty not great anymore. Maybe Countess Lick. What does she do again?
She does a bit of cooldown reduction with the time dilation with the block active skills.
AoE block active skills.
And then we got decreased speed AoE, 3-time hit to 10-meter depletion as well as weaken A1.
she's not great. Really, Astralon combo. That's not going to be super useful. Like she's mostly a Cursed City champ progression. I don't know. I feel like maybe Licks. What do you think? Like I know people might pick Vassal, but I actually think Vassal's really solid for end game stuff now. Like Cursed City is like healing, AoE fears and stuff is actually all right.
This is actually like we just did the first 8 factions, guys, and I don't think
This
we
is
were
one of the
stuck.
hardest.
We wasn't stuck for this long on any of them.
No.
No. Damn it, man. I think I'll go with Licks as well. And I'd say the reason why is blot active skills. We have got Evelyn the Golden, who's an epic champion. If you really want to use that, save you some books. You know, decreasing the cooldown of all ally skills is nice.
Yeah. Like I've seen Licks used a little in Hydra, but that was ages ago. Now
like decreased speed is nice. I'm not going to say that she's trash. I don't think anyone here is trash, but if there was one that sits below at the barrel, probably Countess Licks. I think I'd agree with you. In hindsight.
All right.
Ooh, Calamitous.
He's not the worst though. He's not the worst. He's disappointing for a mythical. You were saying I think he could do some really fun stuff in Form 1. I just focus on Form 2 for Hydra, and I was like, he's pretty darn similar to Volcanen, which to me is I think he's like maybe slightly better than Volcanen, but I was like, that's disappointing for a mythic. That's not great. You want it to be better.
Yeah, he's a pretty interesting one because it's like a take of Riho Bone Spear, right? The second champion's a kind of well, I guess Romantu's similar as well, but you know, block buffs, decrease defense, weaken, decrease speed, 4-time hitter, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Always critical in this one here. You know, he's an unkillable buff on himself.
Yeah,
I have seen some decent numbers coming out from this one. Once again, guys, I don't have a single mythical champion, so this is all just, you know, test server playtests behind the scenes and just trying them here and there, but
I don't think he's the worst for sure.
I don't think he's the worst, but I don't think he's the best. No, I don't think so. So who would you go with as the best? Who would you put above Calamitous for this faction?
You know what? When you actually look at it, Undead, there's actually not that many absolutely top tier champs. Actually, like there's a lot of good champs. There's not. I think Sifi's probably still the best.
I'd say Sifi Rota's combination, right? Probably up there.
Yeah, I think they're both extremely good. Like Rotus, he's got a lot of counters now in Arena. Like he's definitely being power crept for sure, but he is still good. And he also hard carries a lot of bosses. Like he's a boss monster for Cursed City and stuff like that. He's so good. Sifi's fantastic as well. Again, I do think she's being somewhat power crept too, to an extent and will be more so by more mythicals coming in, but she's still so good. Like Necret's fallen off. He used to be Arena defense god, but now White King Narcisse is just like free win.
Bye. It's like an easy win for Narcisse.
Yeah, I know. You're happy when you see Necret if you got Narcisse. It's like, yep, I'll take that. I think Sifi still is the best one. Yeah, I think so.
No, I'd agree because Sifi standalone, even without the Rotos, there's so many times I'm like, should I ban her? Should I not? Is there a better option here? So she's still in my mind of up there as one of the most bannable options for me, depending on the team. She just brings in so much. She's just a nuisance, right?
Yeah, that's usually my count. Like when people pick Armans first, I might go on Cora Narcisse or I might go Sifi Narcisse or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sifi's way up there. Yeah, she was my go-to first pick until Armans came out. Now everyone just first picks Armans.
Yeah, it just changes so much. Well, what about the worst? Who do you think?
There's a few options. I think Elegaius is the worst.
Do you know what? I was an advocate for Elegaius for a long time, but this was back when they got released. I was like, in this day and age.
I mean, it's a cool idea, right? Put target skills on cooldown if there's duplicates. Like, great, put them all on cooldown. That's cool. But like, you've got.
Do you know what I feel like he was made for? I feel like he was made for
all 3 waves,
beating the Nightmare campaign. That's what I felt like it's used because you got the multiple Valkyries. That's just a nuisance. I've seen it again on the free to play. You got like multiple Turvolds. You got there's just so many dupes. Same thing with the Doom Tower. Sometimes you get a lot of dupes, right? So that's the cases where it's like if you're really struggling on a wave, you could just put those skills on cooldown if you really need it with some Termia production.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, like without those niche scenarios, I agree that Elegaius is underwhelming for sure.
Yeah. She is. She's got to be.
I'd say one other thing actually, very good for what's the name? Eternal Dragon. Eternal Dragon, very good.
Right. Yeah.
Because you could just manipulate the cooldowns and just keep it under control.
Right. Yeah. She's a fun champ. If she got a buff, it'd be pretty cool. I don't think there's any like Harvest Jack's not great either. He's pretty eh.
You see this part here is very similar to that Mythical, right?
That's good.
It was like the Garrow one. Whenever you get hit, reduces the
Mhm.
duration of a buff. This is actually pretty nice, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's the worst. I don't think. I'd definitely put Alligators below Harvest Jack.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, cool. All right.
All right, Dark Elves. We got Aphidus, one of the best looking Mythicals, but probably one of the most. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's not great. Not great. I mean, he's good. He's a strong
I think his
champ,
base form is
but
actually pretty strong because we've got increased attack,
yeah.
we've got the burns and stuff, instant activations.
Mhm.
So he instantly activates any burn. If they're not under a burn, will place the burn, which is not bad. It's not a
Yeah.
bad
No,
skill.
he's strong. He's just not as strong as
I think everyone was saying that
others.
the second form looks badass, but it's underwhelming. So
Yeah. Play turn into the Scarab King. Yeah, I mean he's again not bad
it's
AoE
just
stunts. I just think like first form, you're going up against like Toshiro or Garol, and like they just blow him out of the water in Hydra, and then like this form with the crowd control, and then he's just blown out of the water by
Mikage.
what's his name? The high elf guy that we voted for the best. I've forgotten his name now. Whatever. The Star Sage, Galathier.
Oh,
That's the
Star
one.
Sage Galathier, yeah.
Yeah, like I just feel like other mythicals do the same thing he does, but better. But he's fine. Like he's okay. I don't
Honestly, Nubs, at this point, I would take absolutely any mythical champion, bro.
Yeah,
I
I know,
swear.
right?
If my
Yeah,
next
I
shot
know.
was an Aphidus and it'd break my mercy, I don't care. Just give it
Yeah, I
to
take him.
I'll
That's
take
right.
it,
I'll
man.
take it. I'll take anything as
I
well.
just want to see
Please.
that red lightning raid. I can't afford the primals.
So, like, is there anyone that's better? Like, and this faction used to be one of the best. Like, it's well rounded, but you've got a lot of fairly
I'd
mid
say
champs.
I think Mithrala
Mithrala's better.
Lifebane probably the best in the faction.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Lydia's really good as well. Even endgame, she holds on.
It's
Powering
a
up
problem
Sealer.
in Raid, right? Like one thing that
Yeah.
why I love Easter Dream Song, why I like these certain
Mm.
champions is it's very hard to get drop defense and weaken outside of Void champions. We've got Lydia,
Yeah.
and then we've also got Venus, who I don't have, and then it's like, all right,
Bellinor. He's
a
pretty
Bellinor
good
Void
too.
legendary again. You
Void
know what I mean?
Lego, yeah.
Outside of like maybe Dracomorph or something, is very very rare to get that into a Hydra team.
Yes.
So you need the
Yes.
separate decreased defense and weaken, but.
Yeah.
I think that's like Lydia is very powerful for that reason, but I feel like Mithrala, you know, shields, strengthen, hex, increased defense, increased attack, petrification to control
She's
waves,
so
and
good. Yeah.
poison A1s. There's just so much to her kit, but Lydia is still very powerful. I'd say they're up to as number 1 and 2.
I
sure.
agree. I think they're 1 and
Yeah.
2. Yeah, and then probably Aphidus is number 3.
Honestly, the free champions here,
are great. They're
Vizix,
so good.
Vizix,
Vizix
Mithrala,
too.
Lydia, they roll this faction, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My viewers know I'm a huge Physics fan. I think she's great. Just so solid. Crowd control.
It's
arena
crazy how
control.
like she was like one of the worst
Great.
champions back then, right before they buffed her.
Yeah.
She got a buff
Yeah.
and she's just stood the test of time. So I feel like they did a really good job with Physics for the time that you get her in the game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they did a great job fixing her. Like that was one of the best buffs they did. It was just, yep, perfect.
So worst one.
Worst.
Who we got here? Because I don't know, man.
Ulton, probably Blind Seer is pretty rubbish as well for a Void. What do you think? You got a lot of just mediocre. Like this is a faction of mediocre, right? There's so
like
few.
Queen Eva got a buff, so she's definitely not dead.
She's actually
Ghost Spawn
alright,
is one of a kind, non-resistible, is
Yeah.
very cool. Raken hits pretty hard. I've been smacked by Taraku in the
Oh,
test
yeah.
server.
On the chess server, yeah.
Yeah.
it's
I went in
great,
there, I'm like, oh, what's this Ray? And then I seen +4. I was like, what have I done here, man?
yeah.
Ruel has some case uses. Truath, I'm not too familiar with.
Truath isn't great. Like Veil and protecting the team.
Bit of
It's
a
kind of
heal.
awkward. He's got the feral problem. He keeps getting feared and then misses the Veil for Hydra. Ulton is just pretty rubbish, though.
I think I might lean towards Alton for the main reason of when everyone got him. I believe he's in like a champion training or something, right? To pair with Oella. I have not seen Altan since then. I've never seen him. Like never in a defense battle, never in an offense battle. He has never made it to my screen in the past like 365 days.
I think I saw him once and I was like, oh, easy win. And it was an easy win.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah,
it's a
you're
shame
right.
because
he looks cool.
He looks cool, but he's just one of those duos that I wouldn't really care about.
Yeah. Do you remember on the test server he was in Sylvan Watchers, I think?
Yeah, he was in Sylvan Watchers and they moved him to the Dark Elves. Yeah.
Yeah. Which would have been better if he was Sylvan, because then at least you could run him in
Faction
faction
wars
script
with
with
Oella.
Oella, who's his partner. So they made him worse by changing his faction.
They
Anyway,
cared about the lore too much, I guess.
they did. They did. All
Ooh,
right.
ooh, okay. I think
There's
this one's
good.
I think there's a easy home run winner here, guys.
Yeah.
You know, we have to
Yeah.
even talk about it.
Yeah, obviously Crix, yeah, she's busted, right? She's really strong. Again, the lockout is not as useful against mythicals, but still useful, but it's a buff strip as well. And then she's got the full reset in her other form.
It's just
Yeah.
crazy. Like, who's your most wanted mythical, by the way, if you could have one?
Ooh, oh, that's a good question. A good mythical, if I could have one. Oh, okay. I'm flicking through them all now, thinking about it. It probably wouldn't be Crixia. Probably not, actually, because I mean, I have a Yumiko, and they're kind of similar, so I kind of like something that's a bit different. I think maybe, and I probably want something that's really good for Hydra as well. Honestly, maybe Seekfriend might be the most want. Just smack super hard. He's just fun. Just
if
ridiculous.
You get Seekfriend, what you have to do is you have to go to Hades' house and you have to steal his card that he got. Remember, we all got those cards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he's got the Seekfriend one. Yeah.
So Frolny's obviously not amazing, but I think I have a 6-star, 5-star soul for Frolny. So if I got Frolny from my card, I'd be like, I'll take that. Yeah, I've got a 6-star
You've got to be intrigued.
soul.
Which souls do I have for mythicals?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I can't remember. Oh, they're trying to sell me souls. They know.
Yeah, they know they heard.
So look, I got 5-star Lazarius, 5-star Frolny, 5-star Arbase. Look at this Shuzen. I'm just waiting for it to come, man.
That's juicy. 5-star Lazarius though. That's good. He'd be up there as well. I mean, honestly, there's lots. I really like Toshiro. He'd be fun too.
For me, it's between I want Mezamel just because of the card that I've got.
Yeah,
and I also want Toshiro, who we'll get into very soon. But yeah, I agree. I think everybody that's watching this video agrees that Crixia is the queen of the Knight's Revenant.
Yeah, there's good champs in here, though.
It's not to say that there is not some busted ones here. Like, you know, Astralon Blade Master, we got Georgid, Narcissus, but who makes number 2 here, Nubs? Who makes number 2?
Number 2 is probably Narcissus. Now, he's mostly just arena, but God, he's so good.
He's so powerful, man.
Yeah. Who's behind your head, actually? I don't remember.
We got Digimon Monsters, and we got Word and Frost King.
Definitely not the best. And Whirlum, yeah, okay, never mind. Moving on. Do
you know what, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Has anyone actually used or got Carrion on the Ringer, and what do you feel about him? Because he was released, and I don't know, I've just not seen anything on this guy at all, man.
Oh, very little fanfare. He's okay for Hydra because he does actually a lot of turn meter and AoE.
Yeah, pretty unique, I guess. But I've just not. It's interesting that he's a void Lego that no one speaks about at all.
Yeah, he's quite underwhelming.
So who gets it, Narcissus or Georgid for a second? Narcissus?
I say Narcissus. I think that's yeah. I'll give it to Narcissus. I'm partial to Narcissus.
Do you know what? I fully regret not pushing Narcissus guaranteed.
Yeah, like really I said, we were talking off stream. Like I had to buy 30 shards. It was like $100, so it's really expensive. And obviously, you know, it does a video and all that sort of stuff. So it's like a business expense in a sense. But man, that's why I'm saving so many voids. Like I don't want to have to spend $100 for a summon again. That feels dirty. But God, he is so freaking good though. Like
yeah. He's probably worth it in the grand scheme of things because it's, especially the way Arena's going, it's hard to counter a lot of these champions, right? And he's just a strong counter to all of them. But
so strong.
Worst one is pretty hard. I know that. I don't know, man.
Worst.
Guys is very good. Arix is good. And Cora is good. Giat, I think, even though he's a bit underwhelmed, I still don't think she's the worst. I think she's got
she's all right.
She's pretty good.
I think Thea's probably the worst.
I knew that was coming from you. You don't like Thea, do you?
Well, the thing is, I feel betrayed because I did like Thea. I really wanted Thea to be good. Like, she hits hard.
Yeah.
Back in the day, she was like Void Trunda. But then, you know, obviously Trunda is doing Trunda things these days. But Thea is just like, I need hexes out there. And
but don't you feel like, have you tried doing Hydra recently? Like, how easy it is to bring Hex into a team and how good it could be, maybe?
I haven't tried her recently.
Because before she was like the only, I think she was the first champion that brought a Hex, right?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So it was very hard trying to, and look, 100% chance of placing a Hex Steamer for 5 turns, right? So basically just go through A1 chain this at random, and maybe we might be able to see some extra 300% damage in Hydra. So there might be a cool video to maybe do.
Maybe you're right. Maybe she's not the worst. Maybe not. And she'd be good with ally attack. That A1 would be fun.
Can you imagine like double ally attack with Padraig and maybe Mikage? Bring this in.
Okay. Bring us back to the index. She's not the worst anymore.
She's not the worst, yeah. That's a new video for Nubs. I know it's coming out soon.
Let me see.
The thing is, I like Bistrophus, right? Or Bistophus, however you say his name. Great for faction wars. I'd say clears it for me so quickly.
Yeah,
But
he's not bad.
I don't know if he's
pretty crap as well. Narma needs so many books. She's got
she is good. She is like decreased attack poison combination for clan boss. I think an increasing of duration of buffs.
Practically speaking, though, I think she's probably one of the least used. I mean, Fortis, he's still not amazing. Whirlum isn't super amazing either.
For my one, I'm going Bistrophus because
you just said you liked him.
No, I was saying that I like him for faction wars, but I've never used him outside of anywhere else. Like attacks all enemies, block active, or was it inflicts a critical hit against targets under block active skills. All turn cooldowns. It's like, but he's got one of the highest attack in the game. Like if I just move you outside the way.
Yeah.
Oops, can I get you? There we go. It's like 1,800 attack nearly for a base.
Yeah.
So he's very good scalability factor. I just don't. I feel like he's missing a bit of an oomph in this day and age. Maybe I'd love to see him get something else.
I think his A3 is actually kind of crazy. I'll go Narma. You go Bistophus. I'll say Narma.
I don't know if I regret saying that. I do like Bistrophus. I always have. It's just there's so many good champions. I don't know who else can get picked here.
Weirdly blue as well. He's one of those old skins that's like it's got some style, but it's old. You know,
it's like what Sify just makes him look weird.
Yeah. Even Sify looks a bit old now as well.
Being subjective, not biased, I do like Bistrophus. I think he sits below everybody else that I see here, personally.
All right.
Yeah, I'll stick with that. What did you say for your one? Narma?
I said Narma, I think, is worse. But
let me know in the comment section as well, by the way, guys. Who would you kind of do for this faction? All right. We're down to number 3. 3 left to go. What we got?
Dwarves. Okay, so Frolny's the mythical. He's okay, but he's not amazing. Oh, you've got really good legendaries here.
Yeah.
You got the Trunda for Clash, obviously. You've got Newt and Acrisia. That's an interesting one. Oh, I'm not gonna vote for Trunda just because Trunda for Clash. Come on, bro.
No, don't.
Not getting a vote though.
I will never, ever use that Trunda team in my life until the day I finish playing Raid. It's not me.
Yeah. Newt or Acrisia. That's an interesting one. Like Acrisia is, I don't know. Newt's so good for dungeon bosses with a triple hit, and it's easy to max the multipliers. I'm almost leaning Team Newt, but I don't know. What do you? I'm curious. What do you think?
If someone said to me, I'd rather have one Newt or one Acrisia, and I can never get them again, I'll take a Newt.
That's
just
right.
If you put it in that perspective, like Acrisia is arguably the best damage dealer outside of this crazy Trunda stuff in terms of Hydra teams, right? Like you could take her out the team and put Newt in, and the damage is way less because you know all the max HP is coming out. She's phenomenal, one of my most wanted. But Newt, when you talk about the Sand Devils Necropolis, you talk about the Phantom Shoguns, you talk about Dragon, the Finite Horde. It's not just the max HPs; it's the triple hit freeze, it's the weaken that he brings to decrease attacks. So I think I was actually on a collab with Ash, and I was speaking about how I think Newt's probably the best fusion we've ever had in the game.
Oh, I 100% agree.
I think he's above Armand's. Like he's that good.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, Armand's is like busted for arena, but Newt's busted for all the stuff you got to farm, basically.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Newt is
honestly though, if you were to put it like that, I think this is 1 and 2. I don't even think Frony comes above Newt or Acrisia.
No. They're 1 and 2. Like Acrisia is interesting. So she is actually right now power crept by Mythicals. Like they do more than she does for Nightmare Hydra. But if they ever brought out like an Ultra Nightmare Hydra or something where the defense goes up, their HP goes up, right? Like damage.
She's gonna be having a field day.
An increase, whereas their damage will go down. Well, so you can stack so much ignore defense that even if you give the Hydra heads way more defense, like they still won't have much left when you add on all of the area. I don't know, but yeah, she has future potential. She's really, really good. But yeah, I do think you're right. I think I'd rather have. Maybe it's because I'm comfortable with having Newt. I think I'd rather have the Newt than Acrisia.
Who's the worst?
Ooh, worst. Interesting.
Don't you dare say Nari. I'm telling you, he's coming
I'm
back for Ultra Nightmare.
I'm gonna hurt your feelings here.
He's doing it.
Nari the
Oh,
Lucky.
you.
Bronjar is pretty rubbish as well.
As someone that loves Hydra, out of every creator, right, I didn't expect this from you, Nubs. And he's Irish as well. He's literally Irish.
I know.
Is
He looks cool.
terrible.
He's Green Goblin. Got the leprechaun beard.
But that's your mechanical goblin that you wanted at the start of the video.
That's true. Robot goblins. Let's go.
That's the robot goblin, yeah.
I think his cooldown's just too long or something. Like, I don't know. Why's he got a 4-turn?
4-turn cooldown provoke with a counterattack for mischief targeting.
If that was 3-turn.
But you got decreased accuracy and decreased resistance, 3-turn cooldown on all enemies. And he's actually got a passive that will transfer random busts from random enemies to random allies. So if they get stolen, you're just stealing them back. And a bit of a stealing here from the A1 as well. So
I know, like, I want to like him, but he doesn't end up being very good, unfortunately.
Can't wait for the Nari video from Nubs. Have you got him?
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. I've got him. Obviously, I did the fusion. I've never used it.
I think I've talked Chosen into it. I've tried to talk Ash into it at some point. I'm trying to talk you into it. I love Nari, man. I like him.
Okay, who's the worst then if it's not Nari? Gronjar?
No, I think Samar Gemcurst.
Yeah, he's pretty rubbish too.
Like Samar Gemcurst is good for Bommel. Outside of Bommel, where are you using this guy? Let's be honest, man. I've not seen this guy used anywhere.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times in live arena. He didn't do much.
He's more of a nuisance than actually doing something for your team. You know what I mean? It's like a UDK. You're doing it for no reason. But you know, block damage. There is ways to do Bomber with this. One of the hardest content in the game. But I'd argue there's a lot more strategies of Nishak and the Newts, you name it, to take out Bomber or Yumiko and stuff.
It's a fair vote.
I just don't see. I've never used Samar used outside of Bomber in this day and age. I really haven't.
That's a good point. Yeah, like Nari is more likely to be useful in the future than Samar as well, probably.
Yeah.
And Nari again, I think if they just reduced that cooldown from 4 to 3 turns, like Nari's like, oh, he's actually
I don't think someone was completely trash. Just rereading it, like inflicts a bit of extra damage, has 100% chance of stealing random 2 buffs, extra here. There could be some uses for him. I just don't think Nari deserves to be below that, man. Just to put it into context for you, Nubs. I'm taking this one personally, man.
I'm convinced. I'm already convinced.
I'm convincing you again.
Okay.
So decrease, what was it? Decrease resistance, decrease accuracy, right? In the same skill.
That's right.
So which was decreased resistance? I can't remember.
I think he's the only one on the same skill.
I'm being silly here. Decrease resistance.
So it's not very useful if you can't even find it, eh?
Which one is it? Am I being great? It's like a cloak, right? No. What's the wait? I'm losing the plot.
It's the one right beside decreased accuracy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Look at that. Only champion in the game. That's not a mythical or something that can do decrease accuracy and decrease resistance. There we go.
Okay.
so when it comes to that thing where, let's just say you wanted to use a Feral the Barkman with him, even though they got a bit of clash of skills, in the future, you'll have decreased accuracy, decreased resistance, and increased resistance. And if those stats are literally crazy, I guarantee someone's going to be looking towards Nari.
Okay.
I'm calling it. I'm calling the comeback. Where are you now? Shadowkin. Oof, wait, sorry. Oof. I got comfy over here. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, Genzen's not number 1. Is he the worst, though?
Don't you dare. Not on this channel, Nubs. Not on this channel.
Okay. First of all, the best champ. There's good champs here. Now,
can we just say number 1 for looks has to be between him and Genzen? I've always got to look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this, man. Some Mortal Kombat stuff. Like,
he's so freaking cool, dude.
So cool.
For me, like, yes, you've got obviously Yumiko, you've got Harima, the legendaries, some of them are nuts. Riho's great. I think it's between the 2 mythicals. I think they're both insane.
Okay.
And I think they're both the coolest looking too. I'm a big fan of Mikage.
You were saying something on your channel, I'm not sure if you want to repeat it here, but about how Toshiro is a part of the top 2 Hydra teams in the game, right? Non-Trunda.
Yeah, no, he's part of. It used to be Garal and Taras, I think, alongside what was it, Krisk, and I can't remember the rest. Mikage's in there as well, actually. Mikage is in that team too, for the best non-Trunda team. So Toshiro actually from Form 1, Form 2 is absolutely rubbish. That's the problem. Form 2 sucks.
The problem is that it's the scalability factor loses once you switch form. It's like you're getting him all the way up with his attack, right? With this A2. Then when you actually switch form, it just cuts it back to nothing. They have to ramp it all up again. So
Oh, does it reset?
It resets. So
Interesting.
when I was testing it, it goes all the way
Oof.
up to like 100%. The second you
Yeah.
switch form, when you go back again, if you let's just say you wanted to
Mhm.
go through and place a leech or a decreased speed or something, the second you go
Yeah.
back, that whole thing you ramped up in base form, it goes.
So when I tested them on the test server, I don't know if this bug has been fixed because someone told me it's not been fixed, but
Okay.
I haven't obviously tested it since because I don't have him.
Mhm.
But because he increases his max HP by scaling it with the A2, I think when Head of Decay is there, it actually just automatically destroys that. So he
Okay.
just has a ton of destroyed HP. Like when I was on the test server, I tried swapping him to Form 2, and he was down to like 5% max HP. He just fell over to Stiff Breeze, did no damage. It was actually hilarious.
Mhm.
So I think he might be bugged.
Okay.
And if that is true, if he is bugged and he's still doing like equal damage to a Garol, like the potential is crazy
Yeah,
for
no,
his Form
he's
1.
definitely one of the best mythicals in the game. Probably my outside of being Shadowkin and stuff and the mask.
Yeah. The,
I think
the,
he's very powerful.
Yeah, the funny thing about it too is that he was in the same patch as Calamitous, and I would say Calamitous Form 2 is like explicitly Hydra, right? Whereas Toshiro, he's like, yeah, he's really good for Hydra, but he's really good really for any boss, right? He's just a boss killer, long fight, scale up like Demon Lord. He's a monster as well, but he completely destroys Calamitous and Hydra. It's kind of bad for Calamitous, honestly. That being said,
Hmm.
I might vote for Mikage just because she is universally good, and both of her forms are really, really good. Um,
No, I agree. I was going to say
this is a tough
Mikage's.
one.
I think Mikage is number one in terms of
Yeah.
universal value, where you can use them. Meta for arena, meta for
Yes,
Hydra
Arena's a
boss,
big thing.
great
Yeah.
for clan boss. You name an area in the game, even Fire Knight Hard
Mhm.
10. Like she is probably the best champion from this faction for sure. Probably up
Yeah.
there as maybe one of the best champions in the entire game. Honestly,
Yeah.
she's very powerful.
I think they're definitely 1 and 2. Like, I think he's so good, he's pretty darn close to her, but he's more limited, like you said, to just bosses. Like, he's a long fight boss killer. She is, yeah, she's good in arena, Fire Knight, everywhere. So, yeah, I think they're 1 and 2, probably.
Just
Harima's
thinking
really good as well.
Yumiko, Harima, Shuzen. This is a powerful faction, man. Raid, by the way, Raid.
Yeah,
Just do you know like
yeah,
so you get these figurines, action figures? There has to be
yeah.
like a Toshiro or again Nubs. Spill the beans. When you was
Dude,
there, was there some Shadowkin stuff going on in that office?
no, but you know, if you put on that wig and your mask, you'd actually look really like Toshiro. You know that?
Yeah, it's very similar to Genzin's one, to be fair.
Yeah. But if you had a wig, guy, tell me I'm not wrong. Comments. If YST put
No,
on a
wait, no,
wig
I
and
don't
a
need to put on
mask,
a wig. That's what I got you for. What I do is I give you this mask, right?
yeah,
You dye your hair white.
mm-hmm,
Toshiro, sorted.
yeah, we do
Yeah.
it. I've got the tattoos already, so it's easy.
We just need to give you a smoking red eye that doesn't stop.
Okay, set my eye on fire.
All right, so in terms of non-mythicals, if you could just have one top of the range legendary, would you say Yumiko as the best here?
Probably Yumiko or Harima.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here, and then
I might go Harima. Harima's kind of, I don't know. That's so tough, actually. Jesus.
I use Yumiko absolutely everywhere.
Oh,
Harima,
me
but
too.
the thing is, Harima can be used absolutely everywhere as well. She's great for Hydra, great for Clan Boss.
Yeah,
It's that manipulation of defense, right, and also the reducing of ignore defense is just
it's crazy OP. Yeah.
the provokes as well. There's so much to
Mhm.
her kit, man. If you don't kill her quick, you can't kill her
Yeah.
at all. She's nuts.
I think probably yeah, it's tricky. Like probably Yumiko, right?
And then,
Probably
you got
Yumiko.
Mishinaki, who's like one of the best Hydra champions.
He's great.
We need to get out of this faction, Nubs, man. Who's the
Yeah, they're
worst?
too good. Who's the worst?
This one.
Genzin? No, it's Gameran. Yeah, it's not
Gameron.
Genzin. Gameran's got to be. Yeah, this guy. He's so cool looking. He needs a buff real bad. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's just rubbish.
He looks too good to be trash, man.
I know he really does. He needs a buff so badly.
What would you like him to do? Something similar to Valkyrin, maybe? Or I do like the play on the dead. There's only those Valkyrin and him kind of does that, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think there
pretty
has to
cool.
be a way that he can be. Do you know what I think they should do to Gameran?
Mhm.
Honestly, I think he should be
What?
a counter to mythical switching forms.
Oh, that would be cool.
Do you know,
Like
like
force them.
he
Yeah.
force it, like I don't know, just something where if they try to switch form, he does something to them. Like I don't
Mhm.
know, maybe forces them to die if they try to switch form. I don't know,
Yeah.
something clunky to just mess up the mythical
Mhm.
meta that's going on. And I think this play on the dead could be that if they do something funny.
Yeah. He's weird one. He's a weird one. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it more
I
in
do
terms of
want him
what
to
they
be
could
niche.
actually do.
I don't want him to be like
Yeah.
something. I want him to be a niche, really cool champion. Because that's kind of what he is, right?
Realistically, that's what you've got to expect. Like with mythicals in the game now as well, like, any regular legendary is going to be niche, right? Like, because we got void legendaries that are above them, we've got mythicals that are above those. There'll probably be void mythicals at some point too. So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
Sylvan,
we're in the final countdown here, Mr. Nubby. It's been a long ride.
Yeah,
I think we might have a bit of clashes here for the best.
Interesting. Who's behind your head?
So we got Firo and Podrick.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
This
Okay.
is a
You're
spicy
hiding
faction,
the best
man. Yeah, I was hiding them from you. I was like, you're not seeing them ones, they're mine.
Oh man, this is genuinely tough because like
it might be the hardest. It might be harder than Demon Spawn, honestly. Do you know why? Because every champion in this faction is support outside of Ilil. So it's like you're matching support versus support here. So it is pretty tough.
True. That is true. Like I feel like this Elva is great. I feel like the three strongest, like Emic is such a progression god, but he's not that good late game. He's like okay for arena, but end game he's not crazy. Podrick and Feral are so god tier for Hydra, and Podrick is really good for like Fire Knight as well. Oh man, okay.
What do you think about our base? This is the first time we've not mentioned the Mythical. Do you think she deserves?
She's really good as well. Again, she's just a great arena booster. That's like a sort of a alternate ultimate death knight in a way.
Do you know what I need to see? I need to see. I think Cold Brew got this one. Do you know when we all got the cards?
Yeah,
his card must look sick, right? Do you know when you like do that and then you see the massive tree?
Yeah.
Must look
she's cool. She's my favorite of the original. I think Garol, obviously Form 2 is absolutely nuts, of course, from the original 5 mythics, but she's the coolest one. I think both for forms are really strong. They have a cool niche. She's really good, but not like crazy OP. She's like the ideal mythical.
She's an ideal mythical. Like it's all balanced. Everything makes sense. It flows perfectly. She's a nuisance to face, and she's not overpowered. I think they hit a bang nail on the head.
Yeah, that's very good. That's the best balanced one, I think, for sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick this off. I'll kick this one off.
Okay, I'll jump in and I'll say Podrick.
Number one, Firo. I think number one is Firo, and you going number. The thing is, these are my 1 and 2, so I'm not against that.
Probably for me as well, and then Emic close third with Elva. Oh, it's tough. It's so tough.
The thing is, like we've spoken about this before, right? We said that Firo is better than Duchess for the Hydra boss.
Yes,
he's in a league of his own, and we had Duchess up there with like when we were in Demon Spawn as well. So if he's better than Duchess for Hydra,
there's no question. He's amazing for that. No question.
Do you think he's the best support champion in the game for Hydra overall, or do you think there's someone that I can't recall that's better than him in terms of overall utility, not damage?
Overall, maybe Mikage's better, but like he's way up there. Like Mikage, Chris is real good too, but like Feral's pretty. Yeah, I mean he's
up there, top 5 at least. You know,
he might actually be in the top team. That might have been the last person. Probably is. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's Podrick. What are you loving about Podrick? Everything, right? That passive is nuts.
It's St. Patrick, Irish pride. No, yeah, he's really solid. So he's maybe not quite as good as Feral for Hydra, but like he's pretty darn close. The thing I like about him is he's also really good against lots of other bosses, and particularly Fire Knight. He stands out as an amazing ally attacker. I know that's tough. Yeah, like I don't have a strong feeling. I think you could easily say Feral is better. But yeah, I think Podrick is just good, right? Great Terminator boosting, cleansing, the full destroyed HP restore, ally attack. He's a monster.
Very strong.
And yeah, scales really well with like the 4-piece reflex, 4-piece merciless is kind of busted. Emic is great for progression, but I think Feral and Podrick have the end game. And Emic
league of their own, man. They're just way too good. I think he is straight up there. Our base, they're all good.
Elva as well.
Do you know
we
what?
Didn't mention Elva much, but she's great.
I built up Lady of Irith, right? And she is absolute.
God. She's the worst.
What on earth were they thinking? Do you know this thing? He was a bit clunky. I like this one. It was kind of like a different version of Steel Skull in a way, a better version, because it removes all debuffs from a target, and then if they're fully healed, it fills their turn meter by 50%. So what I was doing was lead position champion in Hydra, boosting them similar to like an Inquisitor in a reflex build, and it was just constantly giving that lead target 50% turn meter. So it did have some like I was forcing it. Let me just be honest here, but
she's really she's one of the worst legendaries in the game. She's just bland, right?
What are they trying to do with this instant activation of continuous heals? Because they brought out her, and then they did it with Senna as well, right? The dwarf.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing here, man?
Yeah, yeah.
But is she the worst, you think?
I think she's the worst. Yeah, like who is worse than her? Like Ruark isn't amazing, but like his passive's pretty good.
No,
Ruark, like
I think everybody else has a reason in this game. Like, do I need this?
yeah,
Absolutely not, man. If it's my first Lego in the game, I might use it
yeah,
unbooked
that's
for a
it.
nice
Yeah,
healer. Yeah.
if you get her early, it's like okay, great. I mean, she's a support. She
Hmm.
carries you early, sure, but once you're past the mid game, she's dropping out of every single team,
Yeah,
no
100%.
question. Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I guess on that note, that was all of the champions. Let's go over this hidden faction now. Oh wait, they're not letting
Yes.
me in. Let me just head in
What
there.
the? It's gotta be bugged. It's gotta be bugged. Um, I'm curious. Like, I don't know, but they didn't mention anything about that when I was over. Like, they had the joke about the robot unit or unicorn, robot unicorns, robot goblins, or
Mhm.
whatever in the show, but they didn't say anything about a new faction. So, like, it's been a while since we had
Did you see
Sylvans, but
that? Did you see that little
I think it might be
teaser
next year.
they put on Twitter?
No.
It
Oh,
was like I don't think it was a teaser for the next faction, but there was little
okay.
icons that looked a bit different to me. I
Interesting.
could
No,
be
I'll
wrong.
have
It
to
was.
have a look.
Give us a second, guys. I'll just pull it up very quickly. All right, so we just found it now. This is the video. Like there was a few faction stuff going on. Just not pull the volume all the way up.
Yeah. I could have brought the warlords
It was
together.
all the.
Oh, is that? I thought that was
No, but it's
skinwalkers, but I
basically
guess
all you
it's
see. Like, what's that?
sorry.
I don't know. I could just.
Sacred Order.
Well, basically,
Yeah, that's
all the
Sacred
Unity
Order.
guys come into this video. So that's like
That's
Bannerlords.
Bannerlord. Yeah. I think he's the worst one, by the way. He's not great.
So it looks like I don't know, all of them are combining this finer. So maybe
High elf.
I was just looking at it like, is this like a little tease for something? Maybe I was just looking into it too much, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, guys.
Who knows?
Anything you want to say here, Nubs, before we wrap up and all of that good stuff?
No, no. I mean, thanks for having me on. I hope your voice is all right after what you did just 4 collabs in a row. Beast mode.
Yeah, man. Beast mode. Let's go. But yeah, guys, once again, I will be leaving the part 1 to this video. It'll be weird if anyone watches mine before yours. It's like part 1 and part 2. I guess it doesn't really matter which way.
No, it
But
doesn't. They're opposite. They could, yeah.
yeah.
Technically, why not?
But we'll catch you. We hope you all have an amazing rest of your weekend for whenever you're watching this video. And we'll see you on a video soon. Peace.